Charleston is staying in the city of Charleston and taking on their crosstown rivals, the Citadel. Charleston's laying 10.5. Charleston got their ass whooped last time.
Yeah.
I'm going to lay the 10.5. Mac?
I think I'll lay the 10.5 as much as I want to go the little brother angle. Citadel is off the A&T loss as well. But I think this is a nice bounce back for Charleston. I'll lay it.
What's with the Citadel playing all these home bye games to start the year? They have like 8 home games here, and 4 of them are against non-D1 opponents. Hit the road. But I'm gonna lay the points with the Cougars as well.
I think VMI and Citadel should be allowed to play 4 non-ones every single year with all the limitations that they have compared to everybody.
Yeah. Amen. Siena, my boys, catching 25.5 at the Cinta Center. Stop it. Let's get this lock train started with Jerry Mack, baby.
Here we go.
Give me the 25.5. Let's go. Mac?
It is a great spot for Siena because it's in the middle of that big Wake Forest win on Saturday. And they also got the Fort Myers trip coming up here. I'll join you. I think it's 25.5 too high. Give me Siena. Let's go.
Bieniek, you can play the music. We could play the song if you're willing.
I mean, I'll say this: the cocktail napkin has some positive regression baked in for Xavier after a tough start. It cashed for us against Wake Forest the other night. Unfortunately, I wasn't on the show to give out that angle, but Xavier would be favored by only 22.5 on the cocktail napkin here, and that's being higher on the Musketeers than I think the market. So yeah, I'll tell you guys, I'll adjust your judgment on this one and also the cocktail napkin. Let's lock this up.
Triple lock.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Triple lock with Jerry Mack and Siena, the St. Bernard.
No rush to bet that one because I imagine it's probably going to go up a couple points. So get it tomorrow.
Yale. The Bulldogs are traveling to Stony Brook.
He's searching for something on that soundboard over there.
The Island Federal Credit Union Arena, where the Seawolves are doing battle tonight or tomorrow night, I should say. And if there's one thing on my mind here, it's that, damn it.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Yale won by 8 last time they played this one. They're laying 10.5. Give me Stony Brook. Give me them Seawolves. I can be talked into a lock here.
Yes, I love Stony Brook here. Home dog. Yale, back-to-back road spot. And Stony Brook, their first home game against a D1. And Stony Brook's not that bad. I mean, they won at Central Michigan. I think they can keep it within this 10. Get this Yale shit out of here. Let's go.
Double lock on the Seawolves. Noah, you can do it again, buddy.
I'm not betting this one with you guys, unfortunately. I'm actually going to go the other way with Yale.
Elon is heading to DeKalb. Take on Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is laying 1.5. No, give me Elon, but this does stink. So no wager. What are you doing here, Mac?
I'm taking Elon.
Yeah.
They're a fringe lock for me. They're going to win this game.
It stinks though, doesn't it? Doesn't it stink a little bit?
I think that they just see Northern Illinois and Elon and they go, -1 home team.
Bieniek?
I'm going to lay the points with the home team here. I don't have too much on this. I will say Elon's got Notre Dame on deck. Mac and I talked about that last night. I think that's more of a circle it game for head coach there. But yeah, I'm not going to play this one.
George Mason's laying 25.5 against my boys. Coppin State.
Don't do it again.
They're due for a win here. Mason minus the points. Mac?
I think you're right, but I'm not betting Mason games anymore. Every time I touch a Mason game, I'm on the wrong side. So give me Mason.
Bieniek?
I'm also going to lay the points with Mason. I mean, everybody gets their fill with Coppin State, right?
Yeah.
Morgan State's catching 7.5 at North Carolina A&T.
Lock.
Morgan State, right? With the 7.5?
Yeah, North Carolina A&T just won a road game as a dog. Now they're coming back home laying 7.5. That's too much. I think Morgan State's live in this game.
I agree. Lock. The Bears of Morgan State coming off that NJIT dub. Bieniek?
I'm going to lay the points with A&T actually here. Morgan State bottom 50 in turnover rate. NC-A&T's defense does pretty good at pretty well at creating those turnovers. And yeah, I'll take the Aggies here at home.
Got to keep this lock train going. The Jacksonville Dolphins are live tomorrow.
In Blacksburg?
Aren't the kids? The kids are all gone.
What?
I don't think. I mean, the kids haven't been showing up all year.
That's true. That too. That too. I think Jacksonville 11.5 points. Fuck out of here. Take that. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line. Do I smell a fish? No, it's not fish. A sea life parlay. The Sea Wolves and the Dolphins. And maybe we'll see about some other ones, but those two will parlay.
I'm confused along with Avetta here. I think you're thinking of Thanksgiving break, which would be next week, right, Colby?
Yeah, it is next week.
But wait, they still have class this whole week?
Yeah.
It's been okay. All right. Well, they're still not going to the game. I mean, there was like 400 people at the last game. Yeah.
Stay away. Tech's off the blowout Penn State loss, so it might be a bounce back opportunity for them. I'll take Jacksonville with the points, no bet.
I am actually on this one with Colby. So Virginia Tech has the Fort Myers Invitational next up. Michigan on deck for Virginia Tech. They just got drilled by Penn State. I think it's a sandwich spot where like they're just looking to get to Fort Myers to get another opportunity against one of the high majors. Jacksonville has actually impressed me so far this season. They hung in there with Florida and also Furman. The defense is going to provide them an opportunity to stay within this game, and Virginia Tech's offense really hasn't impressed me so much. So only 58 points against Winthrop, 64 against Penn State. I think this is a low scoring battle. I don't think the Hokies score enough to pull away from the Dolphins. So I'm going to lock it with Colby as well.
Robert McCray, our boy too. Come on. It's another one that was intriguing to me. So I haven't bet this, haven't decided if I'm going to bet this, but a little nudge. I think Maine could give Richmond a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're getting 6.5 that I'm seeing right now. The Black Bears plus 6.5. I'm definitely going to I'm going to pick that game, but I'm considering betting this. What do you think, Mac?
Yeah, I had Maine circled. I'm going to bet Maine. I think they're live in this game. Richmond just is not, like I said, they're young. It's not the same team. I think Richmond probably wins like a one possession game, and they're off a double overtime game over the weekend. So let's go. Let's go Maine. Maine's live.
Let's go. Cocaine Bears. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line with the Black Bears. Bieniek, you have the opportunity.
I am a little nervous about Richmond also kind of floating back to the mean here because they've been playing brutally bad. And honestly, I was doing some fine tuning on the cocktail napkin. They're the worst rated team right now in the A10. I don't necessarily believe that they're going to be the last place team in this conference come like season's end. I think they're a little bit better than the way that they've been playing so far. I don't know when that improvement comes. They do have an MTE in Florida coming up here right after this game, so I'm not going to be wild and play Richmond or anything, but I'm going to lay the points with the Spiders.
I'm 3-0 on my Richmond games. Cameron reminds me. Keep fading the sweater vests down the road.
Yeah. Private school pussies. Fairleigh Dickinson is heading to West Point. Fair Dick Army. Army's laying 7.5 points now. Give me Fairleigh Dickinson plus 7.5. I mean, I haven't bet this, but I'm still kind of consider it. Mac,
this line kind of stinks why it's so high. I'll lay it with the Army. Dickinson's off that big emotional Manhattan win that was back and forth crazy game. So give me Army. No bet.
Yeah, I was so confused on why this one was too high. I'm not going to bet FDU here, but I think that's definitely the right side if you want to go based on how these two teams have played so far this season. Army off an overtime game from Friday as well. If you want to mention those, that angle as well. Yeah. So I'll take the points with FDU.
Abilene Christian's heading into Kennesaw, Georgia to take on Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State laying 1.5. I'm on Kennesaw. I picked out. I bet Abilene like what, a month ago. I mean, I'm sorry, a week ago, and they were terrible. I watched that game. It was fucking horrible.
They beat Texas State though.
They beat Texas State.
That's true. They did do that, but no. Give me Kennesaw at home. Culture play.
I'm going to take Abilene. I'm going to take Abilene in the points here. I think it's a close game. I'll take the points. Abilene wins at the buzzer.
Noah?
I am going to go with Kennesaw State here. I think the difference is going to come at the charity stripe and the home team. I think they'll get the more favorable whistle with the fouls. Abilene fouls quite a bit, 346th in opponent free throw rate per game. So, yeah, let's go with the Owls here.
Lafayette's catching 15.5 at Rhode Island.
Oh, what?
I'm on the points.
Crazy line.
I kind of like betting Lafayette, but give me the 15.5 fringe. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm betting Lafayette. I don't think Lafayette's bad. I think they were competitive with Cornell. They were competitive with Villanova on opening night. I know we make Villanova jokes. They're still a Big East school. They beat Penn. I think they stay within this number. And, I mean, Rhode Island's a little overvalued right now. They got Charleston on deck. So let's go. Lafayette.
Yeah.
Leopard.
The Mac is all over this one, too, when he talks about Rhode Island being a little bit overvalued. One of the biggest upgrades in power ratings with Rhode Island on the cocktail napkin. And not because I'm high on them, it's because they just continue to climb in the computer rankings. And they've only beat Fairfield and Holy Cross so far this season, and Franklin Pierce, which I've never heard of. But I think they come back down to earth. So I'll take Lafayette in the points. You've heard of Franklin Pierce?
I have.
Is he a cool guy?
Hell of a good guy. He knows about scattered ass. I will. So wait, we have a triple lock here?
Oh, no. I'm not betting this game.
Oh, he did all that talking.
Double lock with the Leopards of Lafayette plus 15.5. New Mexico State's heading into UD Arena, catching 14.5 points. Both teams undefeated.
This is a hell of a trip.
Give me those Aggies plus 14.5. No bet though, because I know the energy of this place. They could lose by 25 or 30. Mac?
I'm tempted to lock Dayton. technically
They got Maui next. Matt.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna stay away with that logic.
Yeah.
But I
North
think
Carolina.
They do have Carolina on deck.
Yeah,
it's a hard place.
I think they win. I think UD Arena is a monster. It's one of those buildings that you do not want to fade. But New Mexico State might be pretty competitive in this one. Who knows? Dayton might sleepwalk a little bit here. Dayton's got some high major players that transferred down. They've got that North Carolina game circled.
Actually, you can play my music. They sleptwalked to the Ball State game. I think they get up for this one.
They played Capital in between.
Monday Night Mac locking up the Flyers minus the points.
They didn't look good against Capital either. They only won by like 19. Let's go.
Did you watch that game?
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with Dayton? They're gonna get up for this
one. IPFW is heading into State College, Pennsylvania, getting 14.5 points. Give me IPFW plus 14.5 points. Penn State's been a wagon. It's like a 8, 9, 10 point game. They stay within the number. Mac, what are you doing here?
Love it. Penn State, like you said, they're coming off the Virginia Tech win. They got their tournament next week on deck. They've covered every game, but this one, Fort Wayne might be the best team they've played. They might be better than Virginia Tech. Give me Fort Wayne all day.
Triple lock this, guys. Penn State has seen the second biggest upgrade when it comes to high major power ratings. They've moved up like 8 points compared to the average college basketball team so far this season. They've played Binghamton, UMBC, and St. Francis. That's cooked into a lot of that. And they also murdered Virginia Tech, who I'm not very high on this season. Purdue, Fort Wayne, I picked them to win the Horizon League. I think they're pretty good. I think the Horizon League last year, I mean, we saw what they did in the tournament. They knocked off Kentucky, almost NC State. I think the Horizon League is going to get up for this game against Penn State here. And Penn State's got they're headed to Daytona next. So, yeah, triple lock.
Triple lock. IPFW. And you got to keep this lock train rolling. I talked about the aquatic parlay earlier with the likes of Stony Brook, with the likes of Jacksonville. And now you add the Long Island fucking Sharks, all right? Because Columbia, this is the game a year ago where the bus driver didn't make it. Didn't make it to the game was late. The players, even though it's not far away.
Yeah.
I personally think on the investigation from me and a few other guys down at Joe's Pub that he was on the take. He was on the take, and Long Island got destroyed. Going there to Columbia. This is revenge. They got a new bus driver. And this is opportunity, the way I see it, like they ain't never seen before. So, my sister Teresa, she's there. She's coming to the game. If anyone wants lobster rolls in the parking lot, let me know. The Sharks are plus 8.5 points. I think the plus 320 is live on the money line. See you at Peter Luger's afterwards. We're going to get one of those tomahawk steaks. You heard of those things? Tomahawks. How's that get a pass today? You can't say the fucking Washington Redskins, but the fucking tomahawk steak still going strong. Mac, let's take the fucking Sharks.
Oh, yeah. And another angle. They were my Ivy team of the week. Hofstra was my CAA team of the week. North Texas was my AAC team of the week. Everybody that I say is the team of the week. Edwardsville was the OVC team of the week. Lays an egg. Columbia was my team of the week in the Ivy. LIU outright. Let's go. Revenge.
Long Island was your team of the week in the NEC.
But they're a dog. They're under the radar. You're right. This is team of the week versus team of the week. But Columbia is defending two-time. They've won it back-to-back weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't fall flat on their face after they won team
which
of the
means
week.
you got to bet against them double now. Let's go.
Let me tell you, thunder and lightning. There was a point in my life I didn't believe in thunder and lightning. But let me tell you, the Sharks got the Davis guys. Brent Davis And then Malachi Davis, both these guys, thunder, lightning, together. We're getting this thing done. Tomahawk steaks on me. Bieniek, triple lock. Wait,
no, I'm not going to bet this, but I am going to attempt to get my revenge on this because I believe we called for the money line on them last year, and this was the game that their bus broke down en route, and they only lost by 10. I don't know if Colby already talked about that when I went and got my water, but I think they cover this. So I think they play at home. They cover this number.
Double lock then? Just a double lock?
He's got it. Come on. Peer pressure.
Phoenix not invited to Peter Lucas to be down at Applebee's. He's wondering why his fucking stomach's got bubble guts. You know? Man, I just kind of love the card here. The hospital, Detroit, is catching 11.5.
You say that, and then we're
at
going
Ball
to the
State.
hospital.
At Ball State. Look, Detroit's been kind of covering for me. This was a 3-point game a year ago. Ball State clung on, held on for dear life against our boys. So it's a return game. I'm on Detroit in the points. Mac?
I think I'm gonna lay with Ball State. I was actually surprised that this was north of 10. Last year it was a pick when they played each other, believe it or not. As bad as Detroit was, it was a pick. I think it might be a Ball State smash spot.
No. Disagree.
Bieniek,
what are you doing here?
Hospitals get too much credit right now.
Yeah, Jim Montgomery got canned for the Boston Bruins today. Mark Montgomery has done an okay job at the hospital, but heading into Muncie, I think, is enough for me to stay away in this one. So I'll lay the points with the Cards.
We got a fun one here. South Dakota laying 1.5 in Kalamazoo. Make sure you go to Waldo's for the liquor pitchers if you're going to the game. Man.
Who has a handicap on this game?
I mean, well, South Dakota's 4-1.
I know. Is this line Reek? Is this a Western Michigan?
I think we might want to bet these Broncos.
Isn't Western off that 30-point win the other night?
Yeah, Western beat Canisius by 30. So maybe Maryland's win wasn't that good.
That's a good point. And I still bet him. But give me Western. No lock though.
I think Western Michigan might be a fringe lock. Check the picks page. This line is telling that this is basically a pick with South Dakota being 4-1. They're an overvalued 4-1.
Bieniek?
I'm also going to lay it with the Broncos here. I think Dwayne Stevens is doing the best coaching job out of any of the directional schools in Michigan right now.
What ranking are they in Michigan rankings right now?
3rd. They're behind Michigan and Michigan State. They're ahead of Oakland, which Oakland used to be 3.
I want this to be a graphic every week, like the fucking Billboard top 100 or whatever.
We can do that.
I want the Michigan rankings, and I want, if you can do it with the what is it, the mitten, the state, and then just do bars underneath it. I want that so at all times I can reference it. Appreciate you. Austin P is taking on Morehead State. Why is this line so short? Austin P laying 3.5. Morehead did win by 11 the last time they played, but I will take the Governors minus 3.5. But I'm a little. What do you think this line should be, Mac?
I think last year Austin P was about a 2-point favorite, or it was a pick at home. I think maybe Morehead, the brand name, is getting a little bit of credit here. This is an old OVC matchup, but I think we should lock up the Govs.
I'm in because I think they're way better.
Yeah, I think their roster's better, and it's Gibson's in his second year versus Maddox in his first year. So yeah, give me the Govs. Lock it up.
My only hesitation was I thought it was a tiny bit stinky, but let's have some fun. Governors. Bieniek triple lock.
I lean more on the stinky side because Austin P has their MTE next, and they just got drilled by Tennessee. Tennessee more of a physical team. Not crazy about them or about backing them after that beatdown. So I'm going to go with the home team here, Morehead State. I'm going to trust the program pedigree here.
All right. Iona and the great Tobin Anderson.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Heading to Morgantown. Take on these Mountaineers at the Coliseum there. I mean,
it's a lot of points.
But I mean, you just come off an embarrassing loss, so I could see like being laser focused. I just have to take the points though, because I just need to see it. I need to see it. Give me the points in the Gales. No lock though. Mac?
I'll lay it, but I'm not betting it. I'm not betting the Mountaineers laying 14.5. The Gales are off a big win too. They beat Vermont on Saturday. So
we got Brandon saying plus 700 on Iona, the money line.
Nah, Iona ain't winning. Iona doesn't have enough to win. They're not going to lose. They're not going to lose Iona after they lost to Pitt. The Mountaineers aren't that bad.
What if they did though?
Well, then it'd be red flag because Gonzaga's up next.
Yeah.
Bieniek, what are you doing?
I don't know. To me, like
he's torn. He's torn. He doesn't know what to do.
The season, in my opinion, for West Virginia was not going to start until the Bahamas game. Tournament against Gonzaga, and that field's absolutely loaded. Everybody was like, "Let's give DeVries until that, and we'll see what's going to happen." I think that's kind of more or less what's going on here right now. Still trying to figure out what's going on with the Mountaineers and some rotation stuff. And I am going to take. This hurts. I am going to take the points with Iona. I think they get up for this one and they cover.
I mean, folks, did you guys just hear that answer? That was fantastic. Like 15 minutes of like just I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate my life.
The screen was going blurry too. It was like
yeah. He's hitting the Wi-Fi, like the old VCR with the tracking button. He's hitting the tracking on purpose. Towson. The Tigers are the Tigers are heading to Thibodaux, Louisiana. Take on Nichols. It's a shame I couldn't have the Nichols graphic made. But the logo up. You know what? I can't fucking talk. Nichols is catching 2.5 plus 125 on the money line. Give me Nichols to win this thing outright.
I'm gonna lock Nichols. I love the home dog angle. Towson off the big JMU win, and I think Nichols is pretty good. They got drilled by Cincinnati. I'm not gonna overreact. They bounce back, win it outright, lock it up.
I just don't know if I'm gonna lock it, but I'll play your music. Money line mag locking up the Colonels.
Brian Hastie's calling them the Nichols Nazis.
Take the Nazis.
This show's taking we already have somebody. Give me. I am taking the Nazis plus 2.5. Just for the new listeners, they just won't understand it.
Nazi drop.
Yeah. We'll boot it off of YouTube again.
When we do these random AI captions for all these games, if Nazis come up, that's why.
Can you imagine if they would have had lines in World War II, like per country?
I mean, Germany must have been like a minus 800 favorite at the time. They had almost all of Europe.
Yeah, but starting out, they were they're at 16 seed. They made it far, dude.
They did.
That's what I'm saying. They made it a lot further than I think anyone.
There must have been a hell of a coach.
Close to thinking. I mean, look, he made it further than we thought. So, I mean, in one regard, he took it further than I think a lot of people would have done. So, in that regard, you can say it's all how you look at it, I think. But obviously, terrible. Coach, when it's all said and done.
Candace Capper's asking for World War II brackets.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. It's can you imagine? I guarantee you, if we had World War III, and like we would actually have lines on the countries. I feel like it would be offshore. It would be offshore, but it would be there.
Which country is not going to exist after this? I mean, that would be a market. Yeah. Exact location from Huffer. He says plus 8,000 for.
What a world! Right? I mean, what's crazy is like it really would. I guarantee you it would. Sometimes I think they do that right now, like just like the super elite.
What's crazy is this is the college basketball experience, and every single night I am just bewildered about where our conversations take us. It's absolutely great. I mean, one night we're talking scattered ass. Now we're talking about betting on World War II and III.
Scattered ass.
This is great.
I'm just saying, World War II, you had interesting, like Japan came out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
I mean, you could have like a Cold War situation too. They might not have to pay you back in that market for years.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Japan, the size of the country is so small, and they went up. They were the 16 against the 1, and they gave them a game. I mean, a surprise attack. They got out to like a 20-0 lead. You know what I mean? And
that was a for lack of a better term, Evan Miyakawa coins it a kill shot when they go up 10-0 run.
I mean, we should do a podcast about this, right? World War I.
SGPN would have 100% have a World War III betting podcast.
Yeah, it's worth talking about.
I think we've got some veterans that could get down with it.
You ever seen the movie Surviving the Game?
I'm not a movie guy, that, but I mean,
okay.
Tell me
anyway. No, I'll do another 30 minutes and then everyone will hate the fucking show again. Maryland Eastern Shore is at Murray State in Murray, Kentucky.
John says scattered countries.
I like this where we're going here. But
Hitler had a huge body count.
I mean, I'm just saying he took it further than really almost any human, really, when you really think about it.
I mean, it's
if he had just picked and choose his battles a little bit better, the world would be fucking insane. You ever think about that? Like, what was that series they did where it was the opposite? You know what I mean? Or like where I think like Josh Hartnett was, or not. What's the actor's name? You know what I'm talking
Quinn about? Higgins saying Soviet Russia second half money line.
There was one. Alexander the Great would be another one that would be Man in the High Castle. Yes. Yeah, that was pretty wild. That's cool to think about in a way. I mean, terrible to think about, but also like just crazy to think like that. He got that close. So you wonder what the world would be like. I guarantee you the college basketball experience would not be rocking. But what the fuck are we talking about again? Maryland Eastern Shore. Maryland Eastern Shore plus the points. The dictator bracket is fun too.
I'll lay it.
Yeah. That's Max saying, please move along from this.
32 o'clock in the morning. No more in the Soviet. No more Nazis and Soviets till tomorrow night.
I'm with you, Michael. I'm with you. I'll lay it too. Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay it with Murray State. I think that there's a huge pedigree and talent overlap between these two teams. I think there's a chance for them to run away with this. So yeah, lay the points.
Southern is catching 26.5 against Texas A&M. Who's A&M have on deck?
Yeah, I would assume they probably have a tournament. No,
Oregon.
right?
It's Oregon. Where's that game? Where's that at?
It
Vegas.
is in Vegas next week.
Oh yeah, A&M's in that Players Era festival thing.
Yeah.
I will give me the points. Mac?
All the kids get their NIL next week.
Didn't Southern? Who did Southern beat 2 years ago? Was it Mississippi State? Or was it Ole Miss?
Somebody?
They
caught somebody. No
Southern
wager
beat
to
Cal.
Oh yeah,
They were Cal 2 years
right?
ago. Last year they beat Mississippi State. They beat Mississippi State.
UNLV. That's what I'm thinking of. Cameron there. Yes.
Them.
Yeah,
I like Southern here. I think it's too many points. I'm tempted, but check the picks page.
Bieniek?
I'm gonna go Jags here. Like I said, Texas A&M, all their players get to cash in on some NIL next week. Yeah. That's a interesting spot. Let's take Southern here.
Merrimack, the Warriors, they're coming out to play at the rack, catching 19.5 points. Rutgers has been pretty good to me this year. It's a big number though.
Have they?
I think I'm 2-0 ETS betting. I think I skipped out the one that they didn't
what
cover,
was this number?
right?
19.5?
Yeah.
Merrimack's been really good to me.
Yeah, I was thinking we jump on the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet Merrimack for sure.
Yeah. Triple lock Warriors.
Yeah. I mean,
Rutgers still trying to find themselves. Yeah.
Merrimack competed against Princeton. They held VCU to their lowest point total in the season so far, and they beat Vermont by 14. I think Merrimack gets up for this game against Rutgers here. Take the points. Lock it.
I'm with you, and I this is what I mean. I cashed on St. Peter's the other night, but St. Peter's in the points. And I cashed on them beating Wagner in the opener. So I guess I'm 2-0 on Rutgers. Let's go for 3-0. Yep. Triple lock. Merrimack plus the points. Little Cock is heading to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa's laying 11.5 points. Lay it. Mac, what are you doing here?
I was kind of torn on this one. I think I'm going to lay it too. I think that line's telling. Little Rock's a mess this year.
Bieniek?
Which is surprising to me, at least. I'm going to take the points with Little Rock, but they do have Arkansas next. So not pulling the trigger there.
Jackson State's heading to Western Kentucky to take on the Tops. Tops are laying 15.5. Give me Jackson State plus the points. Gosh, I'm thinking about betting this one.
I'll nudge you here. They've been competitive in these road games. High Point, Vandy, and then Western Kentucky's got Kentucky next. I think. Off that big Lipscomb win, you got Kentucky on deck. Let's go. Jackson State.
Let's go. Tigers. We Tigers on this podcast to quote the great Ed Orgeron. Bieniek, triple lock?
Yes, sir. Let's go. Because Cocktail Napkin has this at plus 12.5. I agree with the spot what Max said. So, let's triple lock this.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies? See them driven before you.
Where the hell is the sound drop? Here we go. Triple lock on Jackson State. Southern Miss heading to Brookings, South Dakota to take on Jackrabbits. Jackrabbits laid 6.5 points. I'm gonna lay it. Mac?
I think I actually really like South Dakota State here. Back at home, actually playing in Brookings. Southern Miss, this is a far-ass trip here. Who knows where that locker room is at with Corbello. South Dakota State drills them by 15. Let's go.
I like it. I like it. Jackrabbits minus the points. Bieniek.
I'm gonna take South Dakota State here, but I'm not gonna bet it. They're heading to the Cayman Islands this weekend.
Georgetown's laying 13.5 against Mount St. Mary's. Georgetown looked like shit the other day, man.
What do we do here?
I'm taking Mount St. Mary's. Little brother right there. Give me Mount St. Mary's in the points.
Yeah, they have won 2 in a row. They are playing better under our guy Donnie Lind. I'll take the points too. I'm not laying double digits with Ed Cooley in Georgetown ever. So points.
Bieniek.
I'm gonna take Georgetown here. I am still waiting to see what I've got from this Georgetown team so far, but I got nothing more. Honestly,
They haven't covered any. They haven't covered.
I'm going to take the
Lays. Any of these big games yet?
Georgetown. Yeah. Cal Poly's getting 17.5. Lock against Arizona State. Arizona State's got New Mexico on deck. That's a border battle, to quote the great Patty C. Well, this game, my point was Albuquerque. Yeah. Give me the points. They're going to stay within this. Mac?
I do like the way that they're playing. I'll join you. Let's go. Arizona State can't cover all these games.
Exactly. Let's go. Mustangs, baby. That John Madden money. Amen to anyone that John Madden, by the way, big supporter on dome football. Should never be played inside football. Bieniek, I know that's an attack on your Detroit Lions. And that I'm going to
take the points here. I'm going to take the points, but Arizona State has impressed me so far this season, and they've dressed up a couple of scores late. And I don't want to mess around with that. So I'm just going to take the points.
All right, let's go to Birmingham. Game of the night, some might say. The Illini catching 8.5. It's not the jungle. I'm sorry, it's not the jungle. It's, you know what I'm talking about. Tuscaloosa. Catching 8.5. I think Bama is going to put it on them. I'm going to lay the 8.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
I think I'm going to take Illinois. I don't like. I think that they're getting a number that they would get if they were actually playing on their home floor. Yeah, they'll have a majority of the crowd, but it's not the same as playing in that arena. I think Illinois stays within the number here.
Bieniek?
I'm going to lay the points with Bama. This is the first game after Purdue, and Illinois still has so many new pieces to this team. They brought back literally nobody from last year's Elite Eight team.
Yeah.
Whereas Alabama literally has everybody. So this is a bet on a bounce back for Alabama. But personally, I'm not betting on it because Houston's after this. So, and they're heading out to Vegas for that Players Era thing. So I'm going to stay away, but Bama is the play.
If I'm going to wait and bet Illinois before the tip, hopefully I can get close to 10. People love Bama right now.
UC Davis catching 15.5 against Grand Canyon. It's too many points. Give me UC Davis. Can be talked into a lock here.
I think I want to take Davis. I think, like you said, I think Grand Canyon is still living off preseason expectations. Fringe lock for me too. No, what do you like here?
I am going to lay it with Grand Canyon. For me, this is like Canyon off the loss, and Davis again. I mentioned this on another game. Davis bottom 50 in the country when it comes to foul rate per game. Canyon loves to get to the line, 28th most free throws per game. I'll go with the Lopes here.
Colby, who's better, Grand Canyon or Stanford? Grand Canyon, probably.
If it's at home, I like Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Neutral. I still think I go Grand Canyon, even on a neutral.
Max is trying to do a tough job. Yeah. That's why.
No, I'm just asking, like, because they just played at Stanford. The line was 13. They were right there the entire time. I think they say within this number. I kind of want to bet Davis plus 16.5.
Who does Grand Canyon have on deck besides this one?
Norfolk State.
I'll still bet it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Davis plus 15.5. Let's go. Aggie up. Long Beach State's catching 33.5 points.
Don't take the points here. Who is Mark Few's?
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's fair.
They're going to run this.
I actually think we should probably lock Gonzaga.
I thought about it. It is.
I'll lay it. Noah?
I don't love so yes, I was not going to take Long Beach State here. I think this is a Mark Few wants to just murder this program type game.
Didn't he call it out last year too?
Yes.
If I remember correctly, I think he called this out.
I think he did it with class. I think he said shout out to Dan Munson and whatever for getting them into the big dance. I don't think he went at Long Beach State or anything.
I could have swore he said something like it's crazy that the season's not even done, and I thought there was like hints at like what the hell are you doing?
Oh no! He called him out. He went at the press conference. He's handled it with real class, real classy. I can't say the same about Long Beach.
Yes.
Health insurance and things like that. Everybody in the world gets extended
because they cut off his health insurance too for his family.
Oh, they're gonna
let's lock. Let's lock.
Gonzaga by 60.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Let's go.
I hope this cash is for you guys, but I'm also going to stay away from it. Gonzaga's heading to the Bahamas next. Like, that's a huge
What a dickhead move, by the way, to cut off his insurance before the fucking season ended. What a piece. I'm glad I lost it. I mean, I wish I had my money back, but I'm saying, like, fuck that team, dude. That's fucked up, man. Season's not even done, and they're cutting off your insurance early.
And
great pull, Mac. I'm surprised you even pulled that up that quickly.
The only thing, I guess, if you want to take Long Beach is Dutcher's assisted as the head coach at Long Beach, but they saw San Diego. They're not going to be scared of Long Beach.
They have not played good. No.
Yeah, especially on the defensive side of the ball, I feel like, which is their MO, or San Diego State's MO. So, Prairie View. What a transition. They're getting 13.5 in Fresno at that Save Mart Center. Bring your membership. Why do I feel like we should take Prairie View?
I kind of like Fresno though this year.
I do too, and they're off a loss, so maybe I'm full of shit. I think. Give me Fresno.
I'm gonna lay with Fresno as well.
Bieniek?
I'm gonna take the points. Jury's still out on Fresno. I don't think they should be laying close to 10 against anybody right now.
Norfolk State's catching 15.5 at Stanford. Oh God.
Stanford keeps fucking us up.
Oh man. It's a far trip, man.
What are we picking this game at?
15.5.
Is this the one? This has got to be the one. Or they don't cover.
I'll take the points with you. No lock. No lock.
Yeah.
You want to lock this? I'm asking you. I'm not saying like I'm inclined to bet this. I'm saying, were you about to lock this?
I'm tempted, but it is their third straight road game. Norfolk's actually played a bunch of home games this year. Shout out to them. Stanford's covered every game right around this number. Every number is between 13 and 17. I'll go on Norfolk State. This is the one that Stanford doesn't cover.
Bieniek?
I am going to take the points with Sparty. Yeah, I don't love it. I could pick either side, honestly, but I'll take the points.
UTEP is doing their two-step, coming right into UC Santa Barbara. The fuck's the name of this gym again? I forget, but Santa Barbara's laying 7.5.
Thunderdome.
I think we should lock UTEP.
I don't hate it. I mean, they are off 2 road losses here. They're coming in Santa Barbara. They've been playing with fire these last couple games. I think UTEP's live. Let's go.
Let's go. Golden. Sprinkle the money line. I agree. Sprinkle the money line here. UTEP. Bieniek?
UC Santa Barbara's defense worries me a little bit, but UTEP is supposed to be like the more defensive program, in my opinion, and lately they have been. But they lead the country in foul rate, and UC Santa Barbara loves to get to the line. 77.5% from the free throw line so far this season. I think if you're going to handicap any sort of stats so far into the season, just 4 or 5 games in, it has to be around the free throw line, because that's kind of the more consistent, things you can look at so far. And I think Santa Barbara might be able to pull away late in this game, hit some shots late at the stripe, and they cover the number.
Yeah. No, UTEP. San Jose State. It's catching 19.5 at the Galen Center there. Los Angeles, California against USC. Bounce back spot for USC. That's a big number though, man.
Yeah. This is a large number.
No, I got to go Sparty. Like I think USC will be in control this whole game, win by 16, 17. Mac?
San Jose just has vibes of a team that will cover the entire way and then fucking sell out at the end and somehow lose by 20. It'll be like a 6-point game the entire way. I'll take the points, but I'm not betting them. I don't need to go through that pain at the end of the game.
Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm also in the same boat. Yeah, I'll take Sparty in the points, but I'll stay away from betting it. USC off of the Cal loss, they might be in the mood to put up 20 or run it up by 20, but I'll take the points.
Pepperdine heading into Vegas. A year ago, they were on our flight to Vegas. The coach tells us, one of our assistant coaches said, we're like, we should take you guys. He's like, hell no. Yeah. So we didn't, and they did get destroyed. We should have bet the other side, but of course we didn't.
He's so honest.
Yeah. I will take the points in this one though. I don't know what that UNLV. I hate taking UNLV as a heavy favorite. Give me the points in the waves.
I was going to say Pepperdine is almost kind of a fringe lock for me here. I mean, UNLV, they fuck around in these games with their big favorites. It wouldn't shock me if Pepperdine won outright.
They do fuck around in these games, but I'm going to take the running Rebs. Pepperdine's been an early season fade of mine so far this season. Ooh. It's worked to a point. It's 2-1. We're going to take UNLV here.
Does it matter? This is a stretch here. So Jerry Tarkanian's wife died yesterday, right? But from a different point of view here, apparently she was like all the legendary Rebs would like, she was like a mother to them. Mm-hmm. Is there any chance that could be I mean, I know I'm in the weeds here, but I'm saying, is there an angle there?
Enough of an angle where I won't bet Pepperdine, but I can't lock UNLV. I can say that.
She was loved, I think, in Vegas, like with the players, way more than I think your traditional coaching legend, your coaching legend's wife. But yeah, and thoughts and prayers out to the Tarkanian family. Big Jerry. You guys should pick up Dan Wetzel did a book on Jerry Tarkanian. That's fantastic. I forget the name of it, but it's a very fun read. Fun game. Northern Colorado at Cal Baptist. It was a fun game.
Yep.
I think Cal Baptist is going to get them. I'm going to lay the 5.5.
I've been impressed with Northern Colorado. I thought that they should have covered the other night. I'm going to lock up Northern Colorado. I think they may win outright. I love them here. Right there on this road trip. You want to do a late night battle?
I don't like it like that. Baptist did win by 4 the last time they played, which is I think a couple of years ago. Mac is locking up Northern Colorado plus 5.5, plus 200 on the money line.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna stay away. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Northern Colorado pissed down their legs late against Washington State the other night. I'm going to take the points here, and I'm going to stay away.
The Bengals of Idaho State are heading into Pauley Pavilion to take on UCLA. Idaho State was in just a rock fight there with Fullerton the other night. I watched almost the whole entire fucking game.
Great game.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Catching what 23 and a half, shop around depending on what side you're on. Man, they've been on the road for a minute though, right? Weren't they in San Diego? Yeah, damn. And at USC. Yeah, I'll take UCLA. I'll take UCLA minus the points.
They've covered like every game.
Yeah. UCLA's been blown out a couple teams too. Bieniek, that theory is I think out.
It hasn't the UCLA theory has not worked for me, but Idaho State's been a little bit of a cash cow of mine so far this season.
Bengals. I'll take the points.
Yeah, I'm gonna go against UCLA one more time here. Give me the points with the Bengals.
UCLA has what, Fullerton on deck? No, I like, if anything, I think Fullerton's where I would buy the points against UCLA. Give me UCLA minus the points. No lock though. All right, folks, that's our show. Top plays of the night. Well, I feel like Gonzaga was just added to the card. That will be one of my 3 favorite locks. I mean, I really feel like the fucking Long Island Sharks are being disrespected. So Long Island will be number 2. And at 3, at 3, man, there's a lot that I like. At 3, give me Stony Brook.
I like it.
Mac, where are you going?
Gonzaga was number 1 just for the angle, and Gonzaga with playing in the WCC, I think goes out of their way to run shit up too, because they got to pad the stats as much as possible. So I think they win by 50 tomorrow night. Number 2, I would say, is going to be the Jackrabbits. I like them a lot at home with Southern Miss having to go up there, laying the 6.5. And then number 3, let's go with the Leopards of Lafayette against Rhode Island in 15 minutes.
I do like that one. I do like that one, actually. That one is right there for me. Bieniek.
Favorite play is Purdue Fort Wayne against Penn State. Penn State coming off of that Virginia Tech win. They're going to an MTE later on this week. Daytona. Jacksonville is my second favorite play. They are playing Virginia Tech. Coming off the Penn State game, they're going to Fort Myers this weekend, and they have Michigan next. And then Siena catching 25.5 points against Xavier after the Wake Forest 15-point win. They're heading down to Fort Myers as well. Little Florida vacation fade for me.
Love it. Folks, give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. And shout out to John, who said he watched his first Rob Donaldson podcast the other day. Look, check that out. Rob's always doing great work. Rob Donaldson. Is that the name of it? Is that it's just called Rob Donaldson podcast, or is there?
It's okay. On YouTube. Yep.
Folks, get on over there and check it out. Rob's the fucking man. And hell of a nice guy as well, and very knowledgeable. Check that out. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at Colby Dant. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Also, please, we're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers by New Year's, and people have told us it's impossible. You have the power to take and steal someone's phone and subscribe. All right. The holidays are right around the corner. You'll be sitting there at Thanksgiving with, more than likely, your family, and you could say, "Hey, this is the one time a year I see Linda. Hey, Linda, let me see your phone, if you don't mind for a second. I just want to show you a video." And then you just say, "It's not there. I was just going to show you a video," but you type in the College Basketball Experience really quick and you hit like and subscribe and sneak that in there. And say, "I can't find it online anymore." I'm all about rigging the election. All right. Rig this system. All right. You go into the iTunes store, the iTunes store. You go into Apple. You go into the Apple store. See all those phones sitting there? Gotta just load those things up. Welcome to UAB. He's done this before. Shout out to him, where you just hit that subscribe button on all that shit. You're gonna be there shopping anyway. You know how many times you got to go to the mall over the next 2 months? It's fucking horrible. I love the holidays, but there's nothing worse than sitting there, just go in there and you're watching your family go around. It's just, oh God, it's just painful. It's painful. You're just sitting there like, why does this hot chocolate not have a ton of every type of drug on the planet inside of it? So what I'm saying is, please, let's do this. 15K. Get on. I mean, somebody, there's someone, that you're thinking, hey, you kind of like sports. Tell them, please. And I even worse is I see the numbers. When I see 60% are not subscribed to it's insulting to me. It's insulting. It's actually, they say it's a great number to have for the show. And I say, why? I want them to be subscribed because we're going for 15K. All right. This is you are there. You're listening to this right now, but you're being lazy or you're being disrespectful or you think I am a true piece of shit, which someone earlier came in there and definitely thinks I am. But I would say, karma is real. Hit that like and subscribe. If I'm a real piece of shit, I'll get what's coming to me. All right. But first, hit that like and subscribe. And it just takes 2 seconds out of your day. It's right there. Go over to Spotify as a bonus and hit the 5 stars. But really just like and subscribe right here. Let's do this damn thing. Check out the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience. And maybe we will get around to our World War II podcast. I think we got something there. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Check out the College Baseball Experience. Check out the Ryan and Rush Show, the Big 12 Experience, all that stuff.
Actually, I shouldn't say it might be it. It's going to be the bomb. Shout out to the 90s.
Yes. And look, pregame show tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. I should be promoting that every night, but I've been doing a fucking horrible job. But I mean, it's on brand. Sometimes I go to Noah and he's just like, the hell with this podcast. So anyway, check out the pregame show is great. If you haven't checked that out, you got to get on over there. It is, to me, line movement's a real thing in college hoops. And, you can find edges everywhere. So get on over there, do that. Till next time, this is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Logic cause leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallengeable and stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you